Children, today we will start the new chapter, the early states. In this chapter, we shall study about the political system in the early states during 600 BCE. The content of the chapter, it includes the political system, the Janpads and Mahajanpads, fortification, the expansion of territories, maintaining the armies, taxation currency and growth of trade, development in agriculture, the social evil of caste discrimination, and scientific development. The political system during 600 to 200 BCE. The period after 600 BCE saw a rapid change in society. Earlier, villages formed a vish, and many vish collectively formed a Janpad. The Janpad was headed by a Janapati. Over a period of time, these Janpads grew in stature as a strong political entity by acquiring more territory and came to be known as Mahajanpads. By 200 BCE, there were a total of 16 Mahajanpads. Children, in this map of India, you can see the Janpads and Mahajanpads. Let us see the names of 16 Mahajanpads. Kashi, Ang, Chedi, Asmak, Kaushal, Magad, Kuru, Gandhar, Vats, Baji, Panchal, Kamboj, Avanti, Malla, Sursen, Matsya. Children, let us see how Mahajanpads were governed. The Mahajanpads were governed in two different ways. They were either governed by monarch or had a republican form of government. In monarchical Mahajanpads, the king was the most powerful and used to have a hereditary system. Kosla, Vats, Magad, and Avni were most powerful and monarchical Mahajanpads. The Republican Mahajanpads were ruled by a group of people who were elected by the people. Sakyas and Lichavis were the prominent and most powerful Republican Mahajanpads. Let us see how the process of fortification was carried out in Mahajanpads. The Mahajanpads had capital cities, mostly were fortified. The forts were built around the capital city for two reasons. First, to show the power and prosperity of the Mahajanpads. Second, to provide a safe and secure environment to people where they could live without the threat of raids and invasions from outside. Now let us discuss how the kings in early states expanded their territory. Many kings started to practice a ritual known as Ashwamedh Yagna or horse sacrifice. This was a grand ritual which was organized to capture more territories. In this system, the king performing the yagna sent a horse with his emblem to roam freely into the neighboring territories. The horse was followed by a small army or defendants of the horse. Any small kingdom or person who dared to stop the horse was expected to fight the king performing yagna, and whoever won the battle occupied the other territory. Let us see how the armies were maintained in early states. To maintain such a vast territories, the king had to maintain large armies. Soldiers needed to provide food and arms. This required the king to impose taxes on the public. Officials were appointed to collect the taxes. What was the taxation policy in early states? The farmers are required to pay one-sixth of their agriculture produce as tax. The others, like craft persons, gave the part of their services free of charge to the king. The herders and hunters used to provide a portion of their produce as tax. The traders also paid a portion of their income from trade as tax. Let us study about the currency and growth of trade during early states. As trade increased in volume, there was a need for a sustainable economic system. The barter system could not be sustained. Punchmark coins found from these times shows that the time of currency began in the kingdoms. Gradually, certain regions developed as trade centers. Vaishali, Ayodhya, Mathura became important trade centers. Now we will see the development in agriculture. The use of iron implements began. Plowing with iron edges helped to plow the land with dense clay soil better than wooden plow. New techniques of growing paddy saplings at one place and then transplanting it into fields. The landowners hire the services of landless people or the dasas and dasis to work for them. Let us see how the people were divided into different varn in the Varn system and how it is converted into caste system. Varn system was introduced during Vedic period, had continued into this period. The Brahmin, the Kshatriya, the Vaishyas and the Shudra. With the passage of time, the social division became more rigid. The social evil of class discrimination. The social division became so severe that the Brahmins took it as it was their birthright to gain and impart education and considered themselves as superior than the others. Shudras were discriminated and prevented from gaining education. Marriages between the different varnas was unacceptable. The common people could not gain the knowledge of Vedas. Children, let's study about the scientific development during early states. The discovery of iron as a common metal and the introduction of the art to smell, it was the most important development of this period. It was then used in different forms in tools and equipment. The making of the weapons like swords, daggers, spears, and tipping of arrows with metal grew in leaps and bounds. The extraction of chemical herbs by taking advantage of the teachings of Ashwamedha helped medicinal science of Ayurveda to progress.